Guys, USC has been releasing admits for the past couple of months actually, but they did send out mass rejects on March 5th, 2022. What that usually means is that there's no more space left because they were actually leaving those applicants and seeing, okay, we'll put them in the wait list, maybe they will get the admit, maybe they'll get the admit, but at the end they ran out of spaces and they gave all the rejects. So hopefully now USC admits and rejects are out. All the people who applied, you should have your decisions by this point of time. Let me actually tell you exactly what happened this year. Was it different from the trend? Was there something new to look up to? Let's actually go on to YMGrad.com to see that. Well, you're going to go onto the resources and then you'll click on the decisions right over here. You can also do this on our phone application, by the way, whether you're running Android or iOS. We have an application for both the platforms and you can actually use all of this over there as well. But apart from that, the website is of course available. Now, taking a look at the recent admits and rejects, now there's a lot of these for different universities. What we want to do is we want to filter them for USC. So I'm going to write USC right over here. I'm going to select that. And in the decision type, we're going to select admits and rejects because we are not interested in the applied ones as much. So we're going to take a look at this list right over here. Now coming to the actual decisions, I'm going to explain what is the major distinction. It's pretty easy to spot actually because as you guys know, USC has always been GPA centric. This has been the case this year as well. If you take a look at some profiles right over here, March 5th is the decision for the rejection for most of the people, by the way. You will see that the GPA of course has been the major factor of importance over here. WorkX, well, they had some WorkX, but it did not count over here. Research papers can shift the momentum, by the way, but this person did not have any research papers for the most part, so it did not do them any favors either. So they got the reject over here. It's pretty clear to spot. Right over here, you will see 9 GPA and above, 9 CGPA and above. You can say 90% and above, whatever you'd like to call it, right? And right over here, you can actually see, even if you don't have any research papers, any WorkX, and you just have a okay-ish or a decent score in these tests, you are good to go. You will still get the admit. But when it comes down to, again, profiles like this one, 8.67 GPA, which is again a little bit lower than 9, but at the same point of time, even with research papers over here, they could not be admitted. To learn more exactly why this may have happened, you can actually take a look at their profile and you can see, okay, maybe they were not, maybe they did not go to a very good bachelor's university, university for their bachelor's degree basically, right, etc, etc. You can actually click on their profile, you can see the resume, you can learn more about that. For now, I'm not going to be doing that in this video, but right over here, if you can see, this person with 8.3 got the admit. Okay, so it's not 100% GPA centric, but yes, at the same point of time, you have to understand these are different programs. If this person applied to computer engineering and they applied to computer science, then computer science is much more competitive. Okay, so if you compare these two, it looks a little different, but this is also for undergraduate admissions. So if you're looking at masters or PhDs, this profile generally with an 8.67 does not cut it for USC for the most part, even if they have some research papers. Of course, we have to verify the authenticity, how good they are, etc, right? But at the end of the day, you can see right over here, 8.8, this person got it. They had 4 research papers, they had 2 years of WorkX, and they actually got in. Funding has been 0 for the most part for most admits that I saw. In terms of the reject, it's pretty clear to spot. Even with 6 research papers, if you have a 7.8 GPA, it's not recommended to apply to USC. And that's pretty clear, right? You can again see the same trend continues. 9 and above, you get the admit with a couple of research papers if you have them, right? And then similar thing over here. 8.5 and below, you would say, or maybe 8.67 or below, right? And then yeah, you are basically looking at a reject for the most part. So it's pretty clear to spot what's going on over here, right over here. It's the same trend, and people getting the rejects have been getting them on March 5th. Admits can come in before as well. Again, same trend continuing. All of these you can see they're not 9 pointers and above for the most part, or 8.8 and above for the most part, right? So right over here, you see that this person got an admit, but this is for chemical engineering and not computer science, which you were looking at earlier. Okay, so yes, chemical engineering guys, you can actually go ahead and apply to USC. It's not going to be that hard to get in, right? Again, industrial engineering, right over here, the trend does remain the similar trend over here. 9.48, 8.45, they actually got it, but this is for ECE, right? So all of these, you can actually go ahead and you can do your research right over here. It's pretty easy to spot what is going on, but really you will see that all the decisions there are over here. If you really just charted a graph, you would see that there's a clear distinction in terms of the GPA, and nothing else really matters as much to USC. Yes, research papers do have momentum, but if you don't have the GPA, probably not worth applying to USC, right? So it has been very, very familiar as compared to the last few years as well. I've done previous videos. You can actually see previous year admits and rejects by just scrolling down, and you'll see them. We have a lot of them for 2022 for the most part, but you can see the last year one. See, if you just scroll down, you will see that the trend was actually very, very similar last year as well. Okay, so if you want to go ahead do this research, you can do that. But again, I just wanted to let you guys know that this has been the trend. This is always the way it is, and of course, we already expected it even when we were shortlisting, and that's really when the major point of importance starts. Alright, I hope that this video helps. I hope that you got an admit, or if you did not, well, let's try again in next year, and I'll see you hopefully on this channel. Alright, goodbye and take care for now. Subscribe to the page if you like the content.